All right, folks, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to start the DENALI drift build. All right, guys, we got the DENALI in the garage. We are taking the 4L60, 4L65 out of it. We're going to be doing a NV3500 transmission in this DENALI, along with a host of other goodies and upgrades for the drift build. DENALI drift build. Now, I pretty much have this build all mapped out, and I know exactly how I want to do everything. It's a matter of just getting all the time to do the trans, to do the hydro, to do the angle, the coilovers, everything. So basically, I'm going to give you a big old rundown right now of what I plan on doing, and then I'm going to have probably 4 or 5 videos basically going through each big step of this process, and as well as giving you guys links so that if you wanted to swap something like this, anything 99 to 06, Tahoe, Yukon, DENALI, 1500 truck, if you want to do an auto swap to a manual, you'll click this video and you'll know pretty much everything there is to know about doing the swap. Links in the description, all the parts that I'm using, I'm going to be just letting you guys know, trying to basically give you guys everything that you need to be able to build something like this. Now, first things first, I've never done an automatic transmission to a manual swap. I've always done manual transmissions to start because I know it's a lot easier to do that. That being said, you can't find a Yukon DENALI that's a manual from the factory, so we're going to manual swap this thing, and I got all the parts here. I should be able to knock this thing out. It's going to be a lot of work. It's probably going to be the most work to do the trans, than anything else on the build. So it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm pretty excited to be able to shift gears in a freaking DENALI. So I knew I needed a clutch that's going to handle some power. So I hit up center force clutch, and they came in clutch with a clutch. All right, so we got the old center force single disc clutch right here. This is the whole kit. Everything I should need to swap this thing in here. Man, this thing looks beautiful. Very nice quality. We got some bolts, we got a pilot bearing, we got everything. So this clutch is actually good for 700 pound-feet of torque, which is probably going to be plenty for what we're doing. The goal is to throw some boost at it, of course, down the road. 500-600 horse. I told them 500-600 is probably the range that we'll be in. They shipped out something good for 700 because they freaking come in clutch. So yeah, center force clutch, single disc, good for 700, and it should be more than enough. Now all the bits and pieces here. Ordered this on Amazon. Just a clutch pedal. Now you can run this whole setup like this, but I ended up buying this top piece that goes through the firewall. You can see there's metal in there. So basically, on my Quicksilver truck, this plastic piece actually broke. Over time, it just gets brittle from all the clutch dumps. So I went ahead and I just bought this right away. Gonna swap it onto this clutch pedal, and I'll have this as a spare, this plastic one, just in case I really need it right away. This metal guy here should be plenty good. Code Red Truck has the plastic one still, so it's been going strong for a couple years. But if I do blow up one of these, I'm gonna have a spare. So this is also the 4-wheel drive transmission for the DENALI, which came out of this truck. Now, this truck has 260,000 miles, and when I bought it, it had this transmission in it, and it shifted money. So I know this is a good working transmission. We got our clutch line right here. Again, I'm going to throw all the links to all this stuff down in the description. You guys can go pick everything up, and you can simply do, copy this build if you wanted to. And again, this is a Yukon Denali, but you can do Yukon, Tahoe, 1500. Anything 99 to 06 is pretty much going to be interchangeable. Now the NV 3500, this thing should bolt up to the 6-liter just fine. It came out of the V6 truck, but should be all good with the V8 as well. We'll have to see once we get in there, get into the nitty gritty. We got a shifter back here. Let's see, what else do we got? We got a little, I'm going to use that rubber O-ring there. We got our master cylinder right here. This is going to go basically right there. We've got our plunger for that master right there. We're going to run this slave cylinder. Like I said, everything worked really nice, so this thing should work good. Leave it in there. I'm going to pop this guy right there, coming out. And then this line that I bought is going to go right there. Other side goes to the bottom of this guy right here. And it's basically, that's all it is for the clutch setup. It's pretty simple, guys. Now, obviously, the factory automatics don't have a hole drilled for the clutch pedal through the firewall, so I'm going to have to drill a hole in the firewall. Good thing I have the Code Red truck here to kind of go off of. It's got a factory setup, so I can drill my hole right. There's also some stuff, once I get all the way done, I'm going to have to do some wiring for the clutch safety switch, for the automatic to manual, but we'll get there when we get there. We got a lot of work to do. I've never taken out an automatic transmission, but it's time. It's not quite time, guys. I got to go over this build a little bit with you guys just to give you a good rundown of what I plan on doing. So we're going to do the NV 3500 manual swap. We're going to put a remote shifter in there, so it's going to have the cup holder and it's going to have the shifter. It's going to look pretty nice in there. It's going to have my angle kit, the angle kits that I build for these trucks. Everything, like I said, everything on the trucks will swap over to the 4-wheel drive Yukons. 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive are a little bit different, but that's a 4-wheel drive. This is 4-wheel drive, so everything's the same on that. So my angle kit, we're going to pop those axles out of the front so we can get good steering angle. I think my angle kit's going to be pretty rowdy on this thing. Alden American sent out coilovers front and rear for this thing. So we're going to be running coilovers on all 4 corners. If you've ever driven a Denali, they kind of have some body roll. They're kind of heavy, so coilovers all 4 corners. Get it nice and stiff. Should be real nice with those. So another big company jumping on board for the build is OE Wheels and their sister brand 4Play Wheels. They sent out a set of wheels for us. We actually already had one set, so I'm not sure which ones I'm going to run. We got the bronze right here. I believe they're the 4P55. And these are the 4P06, if I'm not mistaken. So these are the black with brushed faces. I'm going to have to throw these on just to see how they look. With the white and the bronze, that might go well. I'm not really sure yet. We're just going to have to see where it takes us. I kind of like the white and black. We'll have to see. I also have another set of wheels that I want to run on this thing. I'm always changing wheels, so it's always good to have a few sets. These are the other wheels that I was thinking about throwing on the Denali, just because, the Denalis are kind of chromed out a little bit, and with the black there would look pretty good. So I got a few decisions to make, and yeah. So I'm going to lift this Denali up and just yank out the transmission. I've never even pulled an automatic transmission that I know of, which is crazy to me, but I guess I haven't. So I'm going to actually learn as I go. It's pretty basic, guys. I'm probably not going to film a whole lot on this. I'm just going to get that thing out. I know the transfer case has got to come out first because the torsion cross member is in the way. So I'm going to pull the transfer case, pull the trans, and start mocking everything up. Also on the shifter, there's no hole for the shifter in the middle. So I'm going to have to drill a hole for the shifter and then put that remote shifter behind that. Again, I'll go over everything with you guys. Just a ton of jibber jabber, I know, but I know that you guys like all the details so that you guys can do what you want to do. And, you know, this is kind of like a tutorial, basically, a how-to of swapping anything from an auto to a manual. This is bare bones what you're going to have to do. Overall, I'm super excited for this build. Like, I've been dreaming of doing an SUV for a long time, and so I'm just itching. I want to get this thing done. I want to get this thing driving, drifting. It's going to be wild. It's got 7 seats, guys. You have 7 people in this thing just sliding around. So I wasn't even going to film down here. I was just going to pull the trans, but I ended up trying to drain the pan just to make it lighter because I'm a one-man show here. And let's look at this real quick. This is how the drain bolt looks. Like, you can't be serious. Sucker's round. This is the start. This is the very first bolt I've touched on this vehicle. It's just incredible. Like, how is this possible? We shall pull the transfer case, the cross member, the exhaust, and all those bolts, and toss her out. So it's been a couple weeks since I worked on the Denali. I've been super busy, but we got the automatic transmission out of the Denali. Now it's time to throw the clutch on the backside of the motor, drill a hole in the firewall for the master cylinder, drill a hole in the tunnel for the shifter, finally throwing the manual in the Denali. It's going to be a lot of work, cutting, drilling, doing some fab work, mounting the pedal, the clutch pedal. I got a remote shifter I got to do, so we got to take the whole center console out of there to get the shifter in there so we can put that back in. We're using the NV3500 trans. They came in the 1500, so it only is fitting, and they got 4-wheel drive. This thing's going to be 4-wheel drive capable. It's going to be 2-wheel drive. We're going to have the transfer case, you know, just selected into 2-wheel drive. And then if I want to, I can put it in 4-wheel drive at a later date. First things first, we're going to get this thing ripping. We're going to get an angle kit on it, coilovers, the whole 9, and actually drift it with some people in the back, of course. Drilling the hole in the firewall is going to be a chore. It's going to go somewhere, I think, over there. I wish it went over there, but that's pretty tight. I got code red to see how they did it from the factory. Let's go take a look. Ooh, turbos. So factory, this is where they have the master cylinder. So that's where I need to drill a hole on the Denali. And yeah, let's get to it. So we got this piece out of here. And it looks like they have this box in here. We're gonna have to move that so we can get down here to drill the hole. Let's go. Finally, I'm actually having fun. Pulling that automatic transmission out of the Denali was just terrible. Now I can do the fun stuff, putting everything back together the way GM should have done it with a manual transmission. And we have master dialed in. Oh, no light. We have 3 pedals. It's all hooked up, bolted in. That was a pain, let me tell you. There's no other explanation for this except for pain. This is pain. But it's in, it's working, we're good. We got our line off the bottom of the master down to the transmission area. So yeah, this up here is all good. Next on the list is drill the hole for the transmission, put the clutch on the motor, and keep plugging along. A lot of work. So underneath here, I'm still gonna take the flywheel off, but it's already pre-dented for a hole for a shifter. All the automatics, because they knew, you know, some awesome guy was gonna do this anyways, so they just lined it out for me, and it's good to go. So I'm gonna do a circle because it's easier. It's close. Hey, we win. Oh, come on. There we go. Working on this center console, trying to get it all torn apart underneath so I can get my shifter all set up. Cut the carpet and everything for the trans. And look what I found. Way down in there. I don't know why you would put those in there though. Like, huh? It is time, folks. The old center force single disc clutch, good for 700 pound-feet of torque. Oh yeah, bud. That thing's gonna be put to work. Big shout out to Center Force. They're on board with my program. Clutch for the Denali. Potentially in the future, if I need a clutch, we're going with Center Force. So glad to have Center Force on board. They make some good clutches. So that's just, it is what it is. They've been around for a long time. They know their stuff. And yeah, we're not going to have clutch issues. I'm pretty dang sure. We will probably break some stuff, but we're probably not going to break this. So, yeah, thank you, Center Force Clutch. We're going to get this thing buttoned up on the motor so we can get the trans in. Figured I'd show you guys how beautiful this thing is. ARP hardware, you know the deal. It's a beautiful unit. Dual friction clutch disc. Good for 700, baby. Let's throw this guy on. Another good reason to run Center Force. Made in the USA, baby. Let's freaking go. There she is, folks. Beautiful Center Force clutch. Dialed in. Ready for the trans, baby. KB Diesel Performance. This is the remote shifter for the ND3500. We're gonna open this up, see how it works, and then toss this trans in this freaking Yukon. Time to see if my working out has done me any good. Pretty sure my back just popped like 3 times getting into position. But do you even lift, bro? I mean, I do, but see if it's worth the dang. Should probably get a bolt just in case. All right, well, there goes nothing.
that's beautiful. Well, I guess working out is worth my time. Whew. Yeah, baby. Man, if this works and the clutch is all good, I'm gonna be one happy camper. Well, time to bolt that sucker in.
This headlight, it looks kind of silly, but it is so nice. It's a game changer. So this is a Coast, but you can get, you know, any cheap ones. These are rechargeable, so it's just really nice to have. With that being said, check this out. It's time. Huge shout out to KB Diesel on this remote shifter. You can tell they're kind of a smaller shop, or they started out that way, and you can tell, you know, when you get something and you put it together, you know, if it's got all the right pieces, if they thought it through, you know, everything in this remote shifter kit is just money. It works for the ZF6 in the Duramax. It works for the NV4500 and the NV3500. So, you know, if you guys are in the market, KB Diesel, there's no sponsorship or anything. They were able to provide me with like a 10% discount. But yeah, it's freaking good. All right, I had a few issues. I actually didn't put the trans cross member up, and so once I did that, this all changed, so I had to adjust it. If you guys are interested in how to do all this stuff with this remote shifter, there's pictures and whatnot on KB Diesel's website. It's working good now. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. It's incredible. It's really, really good. I do have to get some new bushings for my shifter up front there. I actually made some just makeshift ones for now. So it'll actually be a lot smoother than this. Like usually it's like supposed to be really tight, and that will help. That's it for today. Denali build. It's getting close. The pedals good down there. Got some pressure. Gonna let that thing bleed overnight, and it should be good. I already start, you know, I can feel a little bit there already, so should be good there. Lots of work. What I still have to do right now, put the transfer case in, do the rest of the bell housing bolts, the starter, fluids, and driveline. Also, because it's automatic to manual, the ECU is going to need some wires connected for the neutral safety switch, so it'll start and run. There's quite a bit left, but it's all kind of basic, you know, now that I got the shifter, I got everything in, I got the clutch pedal and the master and all that stuff. That's kind of the hard stuff. So should be kind of plug and play at this point. And another thing, I wasn't sure when I started this. I did not know if the NV3500 four-wheel drive is going to bolt up to the Denali cross members. If everything was going to line up. I ended up measuring the transmission, the 4L60, 4L65. I measured that with a NV3500, and they measured the same. So basically that means you can bolt up the transfer case to the NV3500, you know, four-wheel drive setup, and it's all going to be plug and play as far as drive lines, cross members. The transmission mount is actually the same as well, so I took it off my automatic, put it on my manual, and it's good to go there. That's a big relief because that's a lot of work if that's not going to line up. This thing it's going to be done quick. You know, a few more days, I would say, you know, one more solid day, I can get this thing potentially driving. So pretty sweet stuff. It's getting late. I got to eat some dinner. It's like 9:30, so back at it another day.
Let's get this transfer case up in here. Make sure it works. These things are always so awkward. Is that good? I think so. Yes, sir. Transfer case is on. What a bear. I'm tired. Now I sort of understand why this guy was sick of working on this thing and just wanted to sell it. We got one broken stud there. He stripped out the transmission drain plug. Two stripped out exhaust bolts there. You know, that'll happen. Got the transfer case all in. Got the cross member good. The trans mount's all good. So, automatic transmission plug. I know I have to splice two of these wires together for the neutral safety switch, and then it should start. Got the starter in. NV3500 stuff here. We don't need these where we're going. Got the exhaust all dialed in. Got the O2 sensors plugged in. This guy's gonna be open. A little more noise, that's fine. Now, for anybody doing an auto to manual swap, these two wires need to be connected for the neutral safety switch. Comes out of this plug right here. I broke mine, don't care. Yellow wire goes to purple and white wire. I'm gonna put these two together and it should start no problem. I'll let you know if it works. We got them connected. Let's start this thing up, or try to at least. Let's freaking go. Moment of truth, folks. Is it gonna start? Come on, Betsy. Yes! Sounds good. Yes, sir. Well, now we gotta see if it goes into gear. All right, it's in first gear. Let's see if this thing is spinning. Yep, it's spinning. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's go ahead and button up everything and then we can take it for a drive. Sounds good. So she runs. Transmission looks to be working properly. I need to fill it up with fluid, put the transfer case fluid in, button up the rest of everything, drive line in the rear, and then we should be good to take this thing for a rip. See how she does. finally, I came to a hiccup. So the transfer case is a 4-wheel drive transfer case out of this 3500 Trans. This is what came out of the Denali. It's all-wheel drive. And this guy is 1 inch shorter than the guy in there. So that means the drive line is 1 inch too long. It just won't fit. And this is why I keep extra drive lines just hanging around. This guy, 1 inch shorter, 41.5, and then this guy is 40.5. So it's a little rusty. Give it some SOS, clean it up, see if it works. Oh, if this works, it's gonna be sick. And just like that, got everything all buttoned up. Driveline, fluids, nut and bolt check. Still haven't made sure the tires spin, but I do know I did twist it by hand. So right now we're gonna start it up and see if the tires spin. And if they do, we're ready to go for a drive. Pumping up the tires. Maiden voyage is coming. The boys were pretty surprised when they seen the heated seats in this bad Larry. Oh, you got heated seats in the back too. Right here.
Turn on the heated seats.
Right there. I don't know if they work, but you guys ready for a rip?
Yeah.
Maiden voyage here.
Yep, mine works.
Hopefully, everything works as it should. A little nervous, but we'll take it easy.
Man, it's the magic. Come on, Dad.
Doesn't want to go into reverse. I think I need to bleed the clutch a little bit more because it's not quite enough. We tried. We got to bleed the clutch a little bit more. It's just not wanting to disengage, so hopefully we can get it to work. Well, gotta start it in gear. I don't know. I think it's not moving, so it's not touching. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, going for a drive. So we got her in reverse. See if we can get her into first. Went into first. Well, let's go to the store and see what happens, I guess.
It is not.
Oh yeah.
Things butter.
I think I was trying to go in reverse. Yeah, we got a half tank of gas from when we bought it. So we got a half tank of free fuel. Real nice. We're gonna run to the store and grab a beverage. Hopefully it makes it there and back. Seems like it's got a lot of power. It's driving pretty good. Service engine soon. What does that even mean? Ah, that's nice.
Come on.
Kids ready?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we make it back up the hill. It's a long drive. This is a nice rig for hauling lots of people. It's pretty comfy.
It is good.
And the heated seats work out back, Easton informed me. And nice and warm, Easton?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, my butt's roasting. It's funny because my parents actually had a Denali 03, and those heated seats worked real good, I remember. Anyways, let's roll. The clutch barely engages at the floor, so I may have to put a spacer in the slave cylinder. I'm not really sure yet, but it's not the end of the world if I have to do that. So see if it'll start up and just go into gear. I'll take it out right now. Nice thing about this is you don't even need to push the clutch in to start the rig.
It went into gear.
All right, here we go. Yeah, that went in real nice, so. Hopefully it'll just kind of bleed itself and release a little better. Let's do a little pull here. Little 1-2. The short throw shifter is actually pretty nice. It feels so much better than like a factory NV3500. I don't know if you guys have shifted one of those, but they're pretty dang bad. So things just cruising. Do a second gear pull here, see if it rips all right. Here we go. That ain't too bad, huh, guys? Guys?
Oh, yeah.
Winds out pretty good. The old 6-liter. Let's see if we can get him to spin here just a little bit. Yeah, we got him to spin. Well, we got one spin. Well, there she is, folks. Running and driving NV3500 Yukon Denali 4-wheel drive. So pretty stoked to get this thing just driving. The guy that I bought the rig from had already started to do the 4L60 rebuilt transmission, and he took the exhaust off, and basically, you know, when I started it, it was fine, it was really loud, but then it started smoking, and I was like, oh man, hopefully it's not a blown motor or something. But it turns out that the O2 sensors were disconnected, so it was just dumping a ton of fuel in there. So it wasn't smoking at all. Just now taking it for a nice 30 minute cruise. Yeah, lots of work to do, but it's, you know, it's getting there. Shift tower. I need to get a new shift tower for the shifter because it is just way too sloppy. Got to figure out why it's not going into gear. It should be doing all the things. So either, you know, one of two things. Got to adjust that pedal, or potentially washer where the slave goes to kind of push that clutch earlier
we'll see. I can drive it and everything right now, and it does disconnect all the way, so it's not a huge deal, but just as far as... Want some candies? Want some more?
Only one more.
Only one more because it's almost dinner time. Yep. Pippi gets some candy. That's a cool shirt you got there, bud. Is that a monster truck?
Yeah.
Let me see. Dude, and it's got a monster or American flag right there.
Oh.
Sick. Anyways, all the links to the products that I used are going to be down below in the description. If you guys have questions on doing the swap, hopefully, you know, even if it's years down the road, I'll be able to see on this video and whatnot. And hopefully a lot of people decide to manual swap the 99 to 06 1500s, Yukons, etc. because they're pretty dang cool and they're cheap. So yeah, with that being said, subscribe to the channel and we will catch you on the next one.